Yeah, I mean, we just have to be careful. The insurance companies are the primary source of where payouts for personal injury lawsuits come from, and insurance company income is so tied to the stock market and how it's doing. And it goes through ups and downs. But I think that there might be a situation where a smaller insurance company might be more hesitant to pay out claims or try to hold on to their money longer than they ordinarily would, because of the.
Right now they have the opposite pressure because they don't have as many claims and they're still collecting premiums, and they're to keep regulators. I mean, you see some like premium refunds and stuff because they're trying to keep the regulators from forcing them to permanently lower premiums.
Right.
I think to me the big things to look at is one, like on the trucking cases, commercial vehicle cases, look to see whether you have a real insurance company or a risk retention group. Because these risk retention groups, there's several of them that are in insolvency, some more are teetering on insolvency, and they're not insurance companies. And they typically have the smaller companies, the ones that are less able to pay premiums during hard times, so less able to stay in business. And the state guarantee funds don't apply if it's a risk retention group. So if they go out, you're out. If a normal insurance company goes out, you have a state guarantee fund that, in Texas is up to 300,000, different states are different amounts, but you have something there. Whereas if it's a risk retention group, you can end up with nothing. So really look out for how much you're going to invest in cases if you have a risk retention group instead of a regular insurance company and a defendant that doesn't have the assets to otherwise satisfy the claim. The other thing I'm really looking for is, companies that have a big self-insured retention or that self-insure that are in a vulnerable industry. Like, I'm not signing up any new cases against automakers right now while they're not making many cars because I'm worried about a bankruptcy risk. I mean, I don't know how many I know that you can only get a discharge every so many years, so I don't know if they're eligible yet or not after the last round of bankruptcies, but Ford didn't file bankruptcy last time. And, some of these other oil and gas companies that might have a big self-insured retention, that's a big problem because if they file bankruptcy and they have a bunch of excess policies, if it's company money for the first million, the first 5 million, and that's not there, for most cases, that's going to be pretty much what are you going to get out of it? So I think we have to really watch ourselves and make sure we don't end up putting huge amounts of time and money into cases that have a risk of being eaten up because of economic conditions.
Yeah, I will say that it does seem like the trucking industry is staying busy during this time.
They were, but in April, I think freight was down 11%. Anyone working for like Amazon, Walmart, grocery stores, they're doing really well, but a lot of other things are not doing so well. A lot of retail stores, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And there have been some trucking company insolvencies. I forgot the name of it, but one trucking company is, had over, I think 3,000, 4,000 trucks, did a Chapter 11 last week. But a lot of the little mom and pop ones they're getting squeezed by the brokers big time on their margins. And a lot of them, if they're not carrying something that's in high demand, are having real problems. In contrast, the people that are, delivering for Amazon and for the grocery stores and for the people that have the pharmacies, I mean, they have tons of business and they're doing really well.